Okay, we're back. We're back. This is going to be the last video, the very last video. Uh, a couple of things I want to do during this last 20 minutes that we have. Uh, write down, speculate how you feel about what's going to happen when school opens up, when we reopen the classrooms. How do I feel? Well, number one, I think that they're going to probably test all the students with a temperature gauge to find out if students have fevers. They may do that also for the instructors. Sitting, we may have to separate the students, which probably means less students in the classroom. Uh, we may end up having hand sanitizer in the classroom. So those are things that I think that we're going to do, and less human contact. I for 26 years I had a habit of shaking hands with my students when they were leaving the classroom. Uh, I may have I may have to stop that and maybe just fist bump with each and every student. So that's how I feel. So write to me. Let me know what you think will happen, and then we will compare notes when class begins. I'm speculating now, but there's a possibility that we may go back in the classroom in July. Today's the last lesson. Uh, we're in the middle of June, and we're going to take a couple of weeks off. Um, and well, it's going to be almost like a 2 or 3 weeks off before school begins if the classrooms uh, are capable of handling students. If this crisis spikes, we may have another issue. If it mellows out, then we'll get into the classroom faster. So we'll see what happens. But again, write to me, give me your ideas of what you think is going to happen. Also, let the program know how you feel about the distance learning, because it may be a situation that we do have some distance learning uh, and some classroom learning at the same time. That may end up being an option uh, for some students. Okay. Okay. We didn't go over this, but it's important for us to understand. There's a lot of stuff in grammar that we didn't have the opportunity to learn, but we learned a lot of grammar. A lot of grammar. Uh, and if you could, try to save your videos, okay? Because you may need to use them as reference later on, and you could go back and say, okay, what did Mr. Ortiz say about the parts of speech and the verb tenses and conditional sentences and things like that, okay? So try to save your videos. So let's look at count and non-countable verbs. Count and non-countable verbs. Okay, so here we have some words: instrument, toy, sport, girlfriend, table, marker. These are countable because we could attach an S to the end of the word. Instruments, toys, sports, girlfriends, tables, markers. Okay? So we could attach an S and make it a plural. With the non-countable, we cannot do that. So we have words like coffee, rice, sugar, information, furniture, and money. Okay? And money. Okay? Uh, So here we have some words that we could use with countable words. Here's words that we could use with both countable and non-countable. And here we have words that could only be used with non-countable words. So let's look at this. Many instruments. Or if it's singular, you can say a instrument. Few toys. A few markers. A few girlfriends. Hopefully you just have one. Okay. Now, these are words that you could only use with non-countable. You cannot say much toys. No, you cannot say a little sport. Okay, you cannot say that. But you can say much information. Much information. A little bit of sugar. Let's see. Little bit of sugar. Much coffee. The plantation has a lot of coffee, much coffee. Okay, so these here we could use with non-countable. These words in the middle we could use with both. The instrument, the coffee, some rice, some toys, any table, any furniture, no markers, no coffee, no rice, no information, no money, a lot of girlfriends, lots of money, enough instruments, enough furniture, plenty of information, plenty of tables, plenty of markers. Okay? So that'll give you a little heads up on count and non-countable nouns. Okay, give me a second. Okay, moving on. Okay, last week we worked with the comma. Now we're going to work with the quotation marks. Okay. So when a person says something and you're writing it down and you have to write word for word, you cannot omit words or you cannot add words. That's plagiarism. So if I said, I am going on break, Mr. Ortiz said, comma, quotation, I am going on break, end of quotation. And the quotations come after the punctuation, the period, quotation. Here we have an exclamation point, exclamation, quotation, question, quotation. So the quotations come after the punctuation at the end of the sentence. So let's look at some of these. It's a sad day, Maria said. Maria said it's a sad day. So the quote is, it's a sad day. So we have quotation, it's a sad day, comma, end of quotation. Maria said, period. Say it again. Quotation, it's a sad day, comma, end of quotation, Maria said. So I'm going to invert the sentence. Maria said, comma, quotation, it's a sad day, period, end of quotation. My sister said, comma. My sister said, comma, quotation, you must do it, exclamation, end of quotation. Where you have an exclamation point, the intonation of your voice has to rise. You must do it. You must do it. Okay? Not you must do it. You must do it. Okay? We're on the same page, my friends. He said, comma, quotation, I will always do my best, period, end of quotation. He said, comma, quotation, I will always do my best, period, end of quotation. Next sentence. And it's a question. Do you think that Tomas can do it? Do you think that Tomas could do it? Quotation. Do you think that Tomas could do it? Question mark. End of quotation. Asked Rosa. Rosa asked, do you think that Tomas can do it? Next sentence. He is trying his best. Exclamation. Interjection. It's an interjection. Where you have the exclamation point, it's an interjection. He is trying his best. So, quotation. He is trying his best. End of quotation. The teacher said. Quotation. He is trying his best. Exclamation. Quotation. The teacher said. Dr. King said, comma, quotation, I have a dream, period, quotation. Dr. King said, comma, quotation, I have a dream, period, end of quotation. Mr. Ortiz said, comma, Mr. Ortiz said, comma, quotation, do you want to learn grammar? Question mark, end of quotation. Mr. Ortiz said, comma, quotation, do you want to learn grammar? Question mark, end of quotation. Did you really say, comma, quotation, eggs are disgusting, period, quotation. Did you really say, comma, quotation? Eggs are disgusting, period, end of quotation. Okay, so far so good. Real quick, we have a little time before we conclude our last session. Let me go to I'm going to go to page 126. 126. Unit 10.
Lesson C. Clauses with after and before. Clauses with after and before. Watch and listen. Clauses with after. Use after to introduce adverb clauses to talk about the order of future plans. Use after with a present tense verb to introduce the first event. Use the future tense in the main clause. After she calls her father, she will visit him. The first event is call. The second event is visit. Clauses with after. Use a comma when the after clause is at the beginning of the sentence. After plus noun plus simple present. Subject plus will plus the base form of the main verb.
After he goes to the bank, he will get a haircut.
The first event is go to the bank. The second event is get a haircut. Clauses with after. You can also use this order to make sentences with after clauses. Subject plus will plus the base form of the main verb plus after plus noun plus simple present. He will get a haircut after he goes to the bank. The first event is go to the bank. The second event is get a haircut.
They will go to a movie after they meet. After they meet, they will go to a movie.
They will have a barbecue after they play soccer. After they play soccer, they will have a barbecue.
He will exercise after he watches TV. After he watches TV, he will exercise.
Check your understanding. Look at the picture. Complete the sentence.
They will go to a movie after they meet. After they meet, they will go to a movie.
They will have a barbecue after they play soccer. After they play soccer, they will have a barbecue.
He will exercise after he watches TV. After he watches TV, he will exercise.
Watch and listen.
Okay, because of time, we're going to leave it there. I have a few seconds to go, 30 seconds before we conclude the distance learning project that we worked on during this crisis. I want to wish all of you the best. Please read a half an hour each day. Look for new words. Try to find at least 5 new words every single day. Diagram a sentence every day. Work on your verb tenses every day. Take good care of yourself. Peace.